ॐ सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि patanjalim.
Namaste. We are here with our sixth video in the series Patanjali Yogasutras Simplified for Common People. In this video, we are going to study the remaining two chittavrittis out of 5, and we will also see a roadmap view of what all is there for us to learn and study till we reach the end of the yogic path, that is samadhi. In the last video, we learned about the three chittavrittis, pramana, viparya, vikalpa. And chittavritti, as you know, is the mode of functioning of the mind. Mind's function is cognition, expression, thinking. So this chittavritti has to be stopped. That is the aim of yoga. And so let's now study the remaining two chittavrittis. The next chittavritti is nidra. Nidra is sleep. And the sutra about that is abhava pratyalambana vrittir nidra. The nidra is that vritti, that mode of functioning of mind where absence is the center, absence is the support for that mode of thinking, for that vritti. Nidra that way is, you can see, is unique. Sleep is unique. All other chittavrittis are centered around the objects, around the objective world. Something in the objective world is around which it is centered. Not so with nidra. In nidra, everything is absent, and that way it is unique. Now, why this happens? Because nidra is full of tamoguna. Nidra has a preponderance of tamoguna. What is tamoguna? We had learned tamoguna is that guna where you have darkness. It is characterized by lack of action, laziness. It is characterized by enveloping, shrouding, lack of knowledge. So that's tamoguna, and in nidra there is a preponderance of tamoguna. If you recollect, we had studied that this prakriti or the whole objective world is constituted by three gunas, three qualities: sattva, rajas, tamas. Sattva guna is that guna which is characterized by, or which is responsible for white color, light, knowledge, peace, bliss. People who have sattva guna in preponderance in them, they are generally not too much after worldly possessions, not too much after desires and action to achieve them. They are after pursuit of knowledge. They are after achieving peace. Relatively, I am saying, relatively, not completely on that path. Those in the olden days, the Rajgurus, the Purohits and community, they were engaged in such pursuits, and they had Sattva-guna in preponderance. Rajaguna is characterized by action, red color. It is characterized by desires and therefore targets to achieve them. And desires, so therefore the desires will get fulfilled or not fulfilled. So therefore pain is also a characteristic of Rajaguna. Rajaguna brings pain. So you can say people like industry owners, politicians, warriors, they have Rajaguna in preponderance in them because they are, after achieving some target, they are full of Rajaguna. Likewise, Tamoguna, as I explained, is full of or characterized by lack of knowledge, lack of light, shrouding, etc. And people who have Tamoguna in preponderance in them, they are not after action. They are not worried about the results of the action also. They would rather take it easy. They are not even after peace and bliss. They just want to be left, and they are at that. So that's the guna. So this is about the three gunas. About nidra, what Mandukya Upanishad describes it as Pradnanagana. It's a state which is Pradnanagana, where the mind, the intellect is as if it is solidified into one mass. What it might be indicating is it is dormant, it is inactive, it is not trying to collect knowledge, and that's what happens in Nidra. There are three states of the mind: the waking state, wakeful state, where mind is very much concerned with the outward world and it is continuously getting signals; the dreaming state, where mind is active but not in contact with the outside world, the senses are drawn inward; nidra is where the senses as well as the mind both are inactive, both are at peace, dormant, but there is an awareness, and then there are latent memories, samskaras inside which can come back. Once you get out from sleep, everything comes back. There is also a fourth state described in some scriptures, that is Turiya Avastha, which is the superconscious state, which is like Samadhi state. So that's about state of Nidra. The next, Nidra is also, as Vritti, it has to be removed. Because Nidra in optimum proportion is necessary. It is good. But when it exceeds, then it introduces languor, turpitude, laziness, inaction, and then naturally what you have to do for traversing on the path of yoga also doesn't get done, and therefore it is an obstacle. Next we come to smriti. Smriti is memory, recall, and the sutra about that is Anubhuta Vishaya Sampramosha Smriti. When the experienced object is not detached from the mind, it is called smriti or memory. That's a very technical definition, and there is a reason behind it, that we keep experiencing so many things. Many of the things get detached. When they are of routine nature, they are less important. But what remains in mind is that which is important, or that which is repeated often, or that with which intense desires are associated. So that's why this definition. Though smriti is the collection of all the experiences and objects in the mind, ready to be used when it is required. So it's a useful vritti in our day-to-day life. It is a vritti because of which many of the routine tasks can be done. You want to go from your house to your school, you don't have to invent the path every day. You don't have to ask, think, or stray. You just know it because the smriti tells you how to go about it. So it saves a lot of work. But smriti, while it is useful, it is painful also. Another useful aspect of smriti is it is used for inference, which is a way of obtaining pramana, the valid knowledge. Yes, but smriti also stores false knowledge along with real, the true valid knowledge. So that's the painful part of that. It stores desires, and they can then pop up during the meditation and disturb your meditation. So that's why smriti also ultimately is an obstacle, and it has to be removed when you are traversing the path of yoga. So this is all about the chittavrittis that we have studied, and now in the more videos to come we will be studying more sutras, and Maharishi Patanjali has now started taking us on how to stop chittavrittis. Yoga is chittavritti nirodha. Yoga is nothing but cessation of chittavrittis. That's the aim. How to achieve that aim, that he tells. He broadly specifies two actions that we have to undertake in our normal life, in our path to yogic life, and then while telling importance and the mechanism of those broad actions, he also takes us to the Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashtanga Yoga is the eightfold yogic path, which gives in detail of every component of that path, how it will affect your journey, how it is helpful in your journey. It tells you how to be in the routine life, because you can be in a permanent state of samadhi. You are not continuously in the on the yogic path, that is to say. So how to behave, how to pass your routine life so that it becomes helpful for travel on the path of yoga, that also he tells. How to prepare your body and mind for meditation, how to meditate, and then nature of meditation, nature of samadhi, that also he explains. And by the way, samadhi is not just one state. Samadhi has got multiple types. They are all progressive, and he explains each, the nature, what is it, and how to achieve it. So that's the journey ahead for us. What we have learned is all quite preliminary, basic concepts, right from Sankhya Yoga, the creation, the Chitta Vrittis. All this will help you. Now, one interesting thing to be noted is this yogic path of 8 components, eightfold path, is similarly told by other thinkers also. Buddhas, they have what is called Ashtanga Marg, and many of the things which are expressed in Ashtanga Marga are common with the Ashtanga Yoga. Many things are common. So ultimately, the broad path is the same. The target is also the same. Nirvana, Shanti, that's in Buddha. Come to Vedanta. Vedanta tells the path of sadhana chatushtaya for chitta shuddhi and achieving the moksha, emancipation. And again, there also so many things are common, the yogic path. So they all thinkers have traversed the path, invented the path, and the end is the same. The end result is the same. So what I want to say is, if all the thinkers are thinking, there must be something at the end of this path, and it must be success. That's how we should have a look at it. So that's how our roadmap is going to be. And in the next videos, we will talk about the kleshas, the kleshas which make chitta vrittis complicated and a further obstacle. And we will also study the path which Maharishi Patanjali is telling. So I hope this video has been of interest to you. If you retrace, as you learn further, as you move further, the clarity of the subject will be better and better. What you have learned in the first 4 videos will become clearer when you learn next 4 videos. And if you revisit, the clarity and the joy will be really nice. That's what I can say. So happy learning till then. We'll meet next. Thank you.